Hi everybody, we've had a few requests for demonstrating how we put our floss onto new tags. When you buy floss for a project, you get it in some kind of, I would say two different ways. DMC comes in a skein, so it's all one piece that's been looped around, as does Weeks Dyeworks, that's one skein. And Classic Colourworks is already cut for you, which is amazing, and I'll show you how we put that on. But really it's the DMC and the Weeks that get people a little confused how to put them onto tags. These are my floss tags that I cut and sell in my shop, the Treehouse Fiber Arts shop, and these are the flower tags. Here's just kind of a little demonstration. This is how I like to use floss tags. I take them off the original tags and I save the original tags, put them in a little baggie in the bottom of the project bag for later, because I do like to store them with their original tags. But while I'm doing a project, this is a project that is a Christmas oriented project, I like to put them on tags. And then on the back, I say on the tag what it is. A lot of times I'll use pencil so I can reuse the tags. These I did not. I used a Sharpie marker. You can actually take your needle, and if you're using one strand of the fiber, all you have to do is pick out one strand and it pulls easily right out and it's ready for you to use. So how do we handle different types of floss? So DMC comes in a skein like this. Now with the DMC skein, what I learned is that you look for the end that has the number on it, and that's the end that pulls nicely out. So what I do is I take this end and I pull out all of the DMC while holding on to that end, and I'm basically going to put the two ends together. So you just pull kind of gently. When you get to the end, it gets a little messy, but if you use a gentle hand, you won't get any tangles. So here is the other end. So we've got the two ends. I put them together like that. There's my two ends. And then I basically just go to the end of the loop and I'm putting ends together. Now you're gonna get little tangles like this, but if you just use a gentle hand and let gravity kind of help you, you won't have a problem. Now I found when I was pulling, there's a little slip knot that happened. I'll pull that out. And now I've got the end of this loop and these ends, and I bring them together, and it's just gonna get halved every time. Just kind of slide. There's that end. Bring those ends together and make them as close to the same length as possible. And then I do it until I get to a length that I like. Now for DMC, you can either do the loop method of casting on, or you can do the pin stitch. I tend to like the pin stitch, which means I use a shorter amount of thread. So I get it to about this length. I would say that's about 18 inches. And then what I do is I take my scissors and I cut both ends. So this end is the end that had the areas already cut. And I go there, and then I flip to the other side. This is the loop. I just put my scissors through the loop. And now what I have are strips about that long of my DMC. So then what I do is I fold it in half. I take my tag. I usually write down the number. This happens to be DMC 371, so I would write that on there. And then you just put the loop through the front of the tag, like so, keeping that loop open. And then you put your fingers through, you grab the tail end, and you make your little slip knot. You don't want to pull hard because you're going to be wanting to have it a little bit looser. It'll make the separate threads come out nicely. So that's how I do DMC, and that's how I do Weeks. Now Weeks Dyeworks, what I do is I take it off of this. Now this, The way Weeks is, it's not easy like DMC where you can pull from the end and it comes out nicely. What I tend to do is I try and get a tail end, and then I put it around my wrist and I just gently pull. Sometimes it comes out nicely and sometimes it doesn't. This one seems to come out very nicely. So I get that end, put those two ends together, and I'm going to split this in half again, like I did the DMC. Okay, we get to the end here, two ends, put them together, and now I'm gonna kind of have gravity help me out, split that in half. Now, Weeks and DMC are different lengths, so I get to about, this is another, probably about 18 inches, I guess. And I cut the ends. Sometimes what I'll do on this end is I've got some that are already cut, the two beginning ends and beginning and the end, and then the loop. And I'll just kind of snip it so it's even, because I like a clean look on my floss tags. You're not really, you're not really wasting much when you do that, and it looks nice. And then I cut this, and now I've got my strips, and I do the exact same thing. I put them, make it in half, put it through the front, keeping that loop open, and then I'm just gonna grab, and there is my tag. So they're nice and organized. Now what you could do is if you had your DMCs all on flowers, you could put all your Weeks on birds or urns or squirrels or whatever. I kind of do that as well. Now for Classic Colourworks. What I love about Classic Colourworks is that it's already cut. So all you have to do for Classic Colourworks is take it off the original tag, keeping, find it, the loop, and it's already been, here's one end, here's the other. All you have to do is snip this end and you're ready to go. And then you can just put it through your floss tag. So I hope that helps. Let us know if you have any other questions, and we will see you. Thanks for watching. Bye.